Hello and welcome to day 2 for my road to A Omega. So today I will probably set a goal for probably beating expert or getting a couple extra legendaries, or if I'm lucky, getting one mythic or two. But other than that, I will go with getting for my quest. I'll probably do kill to I for killing 500 enemies because it gives a decent amount of quest crates, and also it seems a little bit easy whenever I can deal with a hard mode now. So I'll choose that one, and for my loadout, I will do two elf commanders because elf commander is one of the best units for early game. One moment. I forgot to add my sound. There we go. Alright, y'all should be hearing the music now. Sorry about that, but anyway. So, I will use present for money making and two elf commanders for just because they're like one of the best early game legendaries that you can possibly get as of right now, in my opinion. And backpacker because it seemed to do really well yesterday, and I'm probably gonna go with a slower or a stunner, so let's go with electric ball because electric ball is really good. So let me play my Christmas tokens real quick actually and open the crate just in case if I get something. And alright, at least a present. At least a present crate. Oh, another elf commander. That's actually really good. Yeah. Alright. It's still an elf commander, so I'll actually swap out my backpacker with an elf commander and swap out the electro ball for a present for the extra money to deal with it. So now, since the some new players may not know what the elf commander does, but I'll explain my reasoning as I go. So the elf commander is of course a spawner, and it's really good for longer maps. So that really puts it down to like a couple maps. Not Inferno Abyss, of course. Tundra maybe, but it's not good enough in my opinion. The units that spawn all the way up there take too long to get down, and that is too close for the enemies to get by. This has more than one entry and exit, if I'm correct. Golden Castle is good. Forest map has two entries, so I'm not going to be using that. Mountains map isn't that good. Hollows is good, but it doesn't give any breaks. And same for these. So really, I would go with either Hollow Plains or Golden Castle. Depending on what you're looking for, you can get different. You can go for different stuff. But I really like the Hollow crate, so I'm going to be using the Hollow map. So Elf Commander alone, if I'm correct. Elf Commander with a unit for money making is good enough to deal with hard mode if I'm correct, so let me just do that real quick. Let's see. Eh, alright. Sorry, I had to cut for a moment. I or I had to stop the recording for a moment, but either way, um, I didn't really get that far. I just placed down my elf commanders back here, and I to deal with the enemies, of course, and place down extra present crates. Or present wells. That's really it. But now I'm definitely going to auto skip real quick because this is a really good stack for me to have for it's just free DPS, so all of these units will probably be able to be dealt with just this. But now I this is already good, so I'd say that I would work on money making. Of course, I may be getting pretty lucky for this run, but it's you're able to do a ton of different stuff that will probably still work out very well. Like maybe a military ball, which is what I used to use on my main account. Whenever I was in the early game, does really good, especially for the height, because some units don't have that much y-axis range, but others like military ball are really good for y-axis. But see what I mean? Like all these extra units are getting killed just because of this amazing stack. Oh yes, I may be I I may be in a what was it? I may try to figure out how to do a time lapse this video, but if not, then sorry about that. But I definitely going to try to figure out how to do a time lapse sooner or later. But in the meanwhile, you can just do what I recommended last video and do just skip forward. I'll probably add a timestamp too, so that you're able to so that anyone who's watching the video can actually skip to the part that they would want to watch. Alright, I've maxed out all my presents, which is already really good, but it's completely fine if you try to work on upgrading your elf commanders immediately too. But I'd recommend probably upgrading them to like level 3 at a time. I'm just doing them upgrading each one level at a time because I actually have that luxury this round. But it's but it's still up to you, of course. I do whatever works for you, and experiment with different types of ways to have the upgrades. Let me check my notes actually real quick just to make sure if there's anything that I was going to say in this video that I forgot about. Um, okay, so I will say, oh, nice. That was pretty quick, but so I will not be, I will check the mailbox every day, but I will never take anything out of it, because that would technically be, I, it isn't against the rules, but it's still not really beginner friendly, because nobody's just gonna give you a free unit. I, let's see. So, let me just open this up real quick. Okay, and it is an 8 ball. That's pretty good. Alright. So, this may be good, but I'm definitely fine with it. First actually, let me check the crates real quick, because I forgot about that. So banner crate has this may be good. I forgot what I said last video, but I'm no. Okay, I'm not gonna buy it right now. Instead, I'll first buy a monkey crate for really for one of the best rares in the game for beginners, which is of course monkey. Monkey has really quick attack and has pretty decent damage for its rarity compared to some other stuff like this. So that's just if you have enough or you're able to roll in a banner crate. If not, then it's completely fine. There's a ton of other options for you. Also, this is a great thing to do. This may seem really good because you automatically get a rare at the least, and if you go higher than that, then you're getting some really good units. But I'd say don't do that. It may be good for you, but by the time that you have enough gems to actually get it, you're already... Okay, I'm sorry. How did I get no kills? It doesn't matter. Anyway, this basically just cross it out, and also cross out the mythic if you're in early game, because these two, they're super low chance and you're most likely not going to be able to get them. You should probably look at the epics and the legendary and the rares though, if you need that unit or not. Same for this too. I wouldn't really recommend it. It has a ton of gems that you would need, and all these units you're easily able to get just from playing matches. This, I guess I'll just join. Of course, it's not really... it is a carry, so I will admit that. I but if I get absolutely anything out of it, then I will, like, if I get Snowballer, I'm not gonna use it. I'll probably transfer it to another account or something, just so that I can't use it at all. Because getting Snowballer is definitely not beginner friendly at all. How long have I been recording? Alright, 10 minutes. So I'll probably just skip through this, and because I'm not gonna be able to. This is definitely not friendly to anyone of the beginners. This will actually probably be the best time that I'll try to learn to time skip, or my bad, do a time lapse. So if it works, then it'll probably happen here. But in the meantime, let me just mute so that it would probably be easier for my time lapse. Alright, I'll just go off of mute for now, especially considering that this is the best music in the game now. Alright. So, as y'all could see, I didn't get much out of that. So, really all I have now is 30 Christmas tokens, which you can easily get just from either joining a couple Christmas raids or getting uh getting the daily rewards. As you can see, like if you stay in for 5 days, or if you come into the game for 5 days, then you'll be able to get as much as I have right now. But either way, let me just open these real quick. And alright, one epic. Alright, one epic and two rares. Not that bad. So now I will sell some of my snowballs and sell 2 presents just for the extra coins. But other than that, I will check out the trading plaza real quick. It is always good to check out the trading plaza if there's any good deals or anything that you can grab. People also really like to do funny stuff with the normal balls. So something like this would be good if it was for coins, because as you can see, you can sell a normal ball for 100. So if you're able to grab a ball for 67 coins, then that's just free money right there. But from what I'm seeing, there's not really anything that I can really buy. So I'm going to go back into a game. Alright, so now let me look at the breastplate real quick. So these are pretty bad, but I could potentially work my way towards a mythical up here. So I'll probably first just finish my quest real quick. But seems like Elf Commander doesn't do that, which does make sense because it's not the unit itself isn't doing the killing, it's the units that spawn. So let me just get a couple units. There we go. And I'm gonna go. I would recommend Isle of Balls for Monkey. That's just my opinion though, because this spot right here is amazing for a monkey. But if there's another spot that's really thin and has a ton of time for the units to go through, then also do that map. I'll try hard mode, even though I may lose considering that I don't have a legendary. So what I'm going to do is place down a monkey for I that may have actually been a bad idea. Yeah, no, that was a bad idea. Never mind. So as you can see, monkey is really good, at least for very very weak units. And he deals with it. That is insane. He may not be able to deal with it. He does. Wow. Alright. So I would recommend placing the monkey to close corners, to maximize the amount of time that units are within his range, and also, well, yeah, just so that you're able to maximize the amount of time that they're in his range, considering his low amount of range that he has. I'll also place down the extra monkeys real quick, just so that I'm able to, well, you know, just have the monkeys for, just in case if any get by. Oh wow, see, I already, I, I already got my quest done. But I'm gonna, try to finish the map, or just finish the mode just in case. Also, if there's any questions that, I believe I said this last episode, but if there's any questions that I want to ask, then you can, of course, either, email me, or you can just, I, tell me in the comments. I want to give, ways just in case if you're unable to comment, or if you just don't want to comment. Either way, it's fine. So, I also never realized how good the police ball was, but it seems to be really good for early game, for for especially a uncommon unit, or an odd. This is really going against what I said about I what I just said earlier, but I it's just because I have extra I it's just because I have a couple extra, and it's not really gonna affect that much from what I would think. Yeah, I just real quick, I will most likely be cutting the video or making a time lapse, just so that you don't have to watch around 30 minutes of gameplay again like yesterday. Let me check my thing real quick. Okay, that is a problem. Aw, that's game. Alright. Anyway, so it seems like you're not able to. It may also just be because I wasn't good enough for that or didn't do right placements. It does either way, I still got it was just for my quest. So I'm not really mad about it or anything. So now I should be getting a bubble ball. Yep. I at least got 4. Yep. Alright. Bubble ball isn't really too good, but it is at least for once you get a couple legendaries. So I what was I about to say? It doesn't matter. But anyway, it is decent for early game though, because of its decent damage with its decent cooldown. But the main reason why it's really bad is because of it, as some know, it's because of its very low AoE range. There we go. So just oh wow, that is better than what I remember. Never mind. But either way, this at the very beginning is pretty bad. Okay, that well, that's fun. You just seems like you just get free money there. All right, neat. So either way, I it's a decent unit now that I come back to look at it again. So anyway, I will put on this because the aid ball is pretty decent. It gives you a decent amount of cash I per unit, so I'd recommend it at least for early game. Okay, I think I'm not able to buy a thing. Um, yep, nothing. Let me check real quick. Yeah, no, there's nothing. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure on what my goal should be because I may just do this for a yeah, I guess I'll just post this video just for some random day 2 and extra information. I'm not really too sure because there's not a whole lot that you can do if you don't grind as much. So yeah, I'll probably play a couple more games and show you I'll probably play a couple more games, but other than that, it would probably be a decent time for me to leave the episode, considering that I'm 10 minutes away from getting back to what I had yesterday. Final wave, okay. Nice. Yes, we win. There we go. Alright, so 3 banner crates, which I'm going to open now, just in case if it changes soon. That's annoying. Whatever. Okay, 3 poison balls. That's right. And this ends up being a epic. Alright, is it gonna be another 8 ball or is it gonna be... It is another 8 ball. Good to know. So, I think that I may just end the episode here, possibly, just so that I can let y'all know my progress. And someone told me that they wanted to see the they wanted to see the loadout. That's the word, loadout that I was using. So I will end off the episode using the loadout that showing off the loadout that I have as of right now. So yes, so let me just sell a couple units real quick. I do remember saying something about the baby ball last episode, but at this point of time, it's not really useful to me right now or anymore. So I will check out the trading closet just one last time, and also no friends or anything, just in case if that is needed to anyone. Nothing in the mail, and I think that that's all that I need to show, but that would... Actually, no, it seems like it is about time for me to head on to the next video. The mini baller? I definitely say the market would be good. Possibly, if you're able to catch any good deals like that mini baller. So, yeah, that seems like it's about it for my video. So, I end off with these units, and I use the marketplace whenever you can, and I think that that's mainly all that I would have to say. Oh yeah, also don't really buy the ultra banner crates whenever you're in early game. Definitely don't do that. Nor the map banner crates. Other than that, have a great day, everybody.